Yo, what is up you guys, and welcome back to another One Piece discussion video. If you clicked on this video, you already know what it's going to be about, but I found a really interesting subreddit post and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So right here it says Shanks will fight Luffy ? People think Luffy won't fight Shanks because they are friends. Other people say Shanks will turn evil and go against Luffy. I say both are kinda wrong. I think Shanks is the protector of Laughtale, as he seems to be inspired by Tyr, the god of justice. I don't really know the god of justice. Red hair, one arm, lost to a beast, sword man. I think that's why the Gorosei are cool with him, as Shanks promised to keep the last island safe. Probably said, I will protect it until I get defeated, but a secret mission - purpose on this story is to wait for Joy Boy and to test his strength, because only Joy Boy is able to surpass Shanks' haki. I don't see another way to implement a all-out versus Shanks and Luffy, and both of them being cool with it. Random thought, but I think Shanks knew which year Joy Boy will arrive, and that's why he just drink and wait. And another thought, he could have said to Kaido back then that Joy Boy will fight you in 2 years, just chill and go back. Alright, so first off, I have to say, I really love this theory, because I always had the notion that Shanks was guarding Laughtale, that he is waiting for Joy Boy. And it's kind of proven in some weird way when he gives the straw hat to Luffy, saying, hey, return this to me when you become a great pirate. Don't return it to me a day sooner. It's almost like saying, when you feel like you are Pirate King material, come and give this hat to me, and I will let you go and become Pirate King. Whereas with Blackbeard, it was almost the opposite. We don't know how they met, we don't know why they fought. But if Blackbeard were to walk up to Shanks and say, hey, I'm gonna be Pirate King, I'm gonna be Joy Boy, Shanks would be like, hey, no you won't, I'm gonna fight you. And then boom, Shanks has the scar, and he's like, yo, like, let's watch out for Blackbeard. He's a little bit too crazy. When I think of Shanks and Luffy's interaction in the future, I can see them maybe throwing a couple punches, Luffy throwing out some heavy hits, Shanks throws out some heavy hits, and then Shanks says, hey, you know what, Luffy? You're really strong, you have a great attitude, you can go to Laughtale. Like, you are the great pirate that you said you were going to become. And I think that'd be a really wholesome moment. But I can't see Shanks being bloodlusted against Luffy. There's no way, right? Like, imagine you give this kid a hat and say, hey, come find me later, man, when you think you can become king of the pirates. And then you see him like so many years later, and then you're like, all right, time to kill this kid, you know? Like, yeah, I was waiting for this moment. I wanted to kill him as an adult. Like, that's not gonna happen. Shanks won't do that. We even have a movie about Shanks coming out in the near future. And imagine he's just like a bad guy, right? Like, there's no freaking way. We know that he works with the Gorosei. We know that he has ties with the world government, but I honestly think it's just a respect thing. Shanks and the world government might not be best pals, but they do have some sort of respect for each other. And I like the theory that this guy threw out, that, oh, Shanks told him that he would protect the last island, and they don't really mess with Shanks. Like, it's a fair trade-off. He's keeping the balance of the pirate world, stopping pirates from entering the new world and just going after the emperors, going and causing havoc and stealing poneglyphs. Even though it's not said that Shanks is doing that, I love that the One Piece community as a whole kind of looks at that and says, yeah, that's probably what he's doing. All right, so now on to my favorite part about these videos, which is reading the comments on the subreddit. So first up, we have this one. I think Shanks and Luffy should - will fight in a duel. Not so much as trying to take each other out, but putting Luffy to the test to see if he really surpassed him, as Luffy said he would do when he was a kid. With limited views of Shanks and his crew, I'm hoping. 1, he's not evil. 2, he is not killed or captured by Teach. If he is evil, the whole Luffy and Shanks fight is interesting, but even more so in my opinion is the Yasopp and Usopp fight that is destined to happen as well. I don't think Yasopp and Usopp will fight, but I think they will have, you know, a little bit of showmanship. I think the best way to do this is to have Shanks and Yasopp and everybody get together with Luffy's crew. Maybe they start teasing each other, maybe they show off some new abilities, and then you have Blackbeard show up. Blackbeard shows up, he beats the red-haired pirates, and then Luffy and his crew shows up and they beat the Blackbeard pirates. Thus not only defeating Blackbeard, but also surpassing Shanks' crew. Luffy surpassing Shanks, you know, inadvertently by beating Blackbeard, and Usopp inadvertently surpassing Yasop by beating whoever defeated him as well. Teach killing or capturing Shanks, I believe, may be an inevitable thing. Does Luffy fight him before, or does he fight Teach to avenge Shanks is probably the toss-up in my mind. Yeah, that's a hard one. I personally have my money that Shanks will die to Blackbeard, which I think is going to be very, very, very unfortunate. And then Luffy will fight Teach as this whole who is the correct Will of D mindset. Alright, so real quick, I forgot to mention the last part of this guy's theory because this is something I actually don't agree with. So, in this final part, he says that Shanks knows when Joy Boy will be born, he was just chilling for it, and then he told Kaido to go back home and wait for Joy Boy, and he'll have a really cool fight in 2 years. I do not like this part of the theory. Everything else is perfect. I love it. I agree with it. Last part, I'm not a big fan of, and let me tell you why. Because if this were true, then the first episode of One Piece and Luffy having the straw hat doesn't have that weight to it. The reason Shanks gave that straw hat, Roger's straw hat, to Luffy is because he believed in him, because he saw potential, because Luffy said the same thing that his captain said. That's what he told Rayleigh. He said, hey, Luffy said those exact same words that Roger did, and that's why I gave him the straw hat. That's why I believe in him. If it was flipped, if Shanks said, oh, you know, I think he's Joy Boy, he was born around the same time, it's perfect. I think that just lessens the impact of the story as a whole. Him giving him the straw hat, him waiting for Luffy to become a great pirate, doesn't mean anything if he knows Luffy is destined to become that anyways. To kind of expand on what I just said here, it's like Shanks betted on Luffy initially because he didn't know if he would be Joy Boy. He didn't know if Luffy would surpass Roger. He just felt like he would. Whereas if Shanks knew Luffy would be Joy Boy, it's like betting on a horse that you already know is gonna win. It's like you're from the freaking future, and that doesn't have the impact and the oomph of just taking a random bet because that's where your heart is. Alright, so next comment. My bet is that the Straw Hat Pirates and the Red Haired Pirates participate in a Davy back fight to determine whose crew is the best, with the loser's ship and crew falling under the command of the winner. This would be awful. This would be horrible, actually. Because Luffy probably wouldn't win in a Davy back fight against the Red Haired Pirates because they're older. They're an older generation. They've seen Davy back fights, and Davy back fights usually aren't fights. They're usually just mini games, and you can easily cheat. Experience goes a long way, and Luffy and his crew would just lose in this altogether, and that would be the end of the story. This is the worst one I've ever seen. Why does it have so many upvotes? 79? What is this? I'm also pretty convinced this is what's gonna happen. It can be a super high level Davy back fight, but still a game between two groups of people who like each other. It would also explain why the Davy back fight was introduced earlier in the manga. I mean, it was a great arc in and of itself, but it didn't have much influence on the overall story. People believe this theory? No way. What do you mean? What? Okay, let's flip the script. Let's say the Straw Hats win. They win the Dave back fight against the Red Haired Pirates. What now? You just let them go? You can't just give them back their flag, because Luffy did the same thing with the Foxy Pirates. He said, hey, we can't just give you back that flag. Foxy wouldn't even accept it. Luffy would have to maim the Red Haired Pirates flag. It would not look good. It will look horrible for Shanks, and overall, it's just scummy. I think the Dayback fights in general are very scummy, and I just can't even see the Red-Haired Pirates participating in that kind of battle. Just to play along and to theorize with everybody here though, if the Straw Hat Pirates did win, and let's say they did want to take the Red-Haired Pirates underneath their wing, Luffy, you might as well hand this man the Laughtale, the One Piece on a silver freaking platter, because there's nothing stopping him at that point. No matter what enemy Luffy fights, if he has Shanks and his crew behind him, with him, then it's GG. Whether it's Blackbeard, Emu, no matter who it is. If it's a 2v1 where you have to fight Luffy and Shanks at the same time, you lost. You lost. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. You lost that battle. Next comment. I think Shanks has been waiting for Buggy to make it to the final island so they can go together. Shanks is the ultimate bro. I like this. This is really wholesome, man. Oh no, if Shanks dies, what would Buggy's reaction be? I forgot all about Buggy. Plot twist, he knows Luffy is Joy Boy and groomed him so he can take Buggy there to see Roger's wish fulfilled and finally finish the Roger Pirates voyage. I like that. I like these theories. This is a good, this is a good one. I really like to think Shanks is waiting for Buggy, which I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I feel like Buggy will see the final island. Buggy's adventure isn't revolved around One Piece. It's just finding treasure. So Buggy going to Laughtale with Luffy doesn't really matter, because while he does have that closure on the Roger side, he wouldn't really care about fulfilling Joy Boy's wish. He wouldn't really care about the One Piece in general. He'd probably just give it to Luffy and he'll just take some gold. Like, Buggy's a great guy and I think he's a great character, and honestly, like, he deserves it, bro. It's always been for Buggy, the only Roger pirate left behind. Shanks started his journey with him and he's ending it with him. The ultimate romance. The romance. This dude tied it in. This dude tied in the title of chapter 1, bro. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with Shanks waiting for Buggy would be awesome. But the only thing that kind of throws a cog in this is the fact that Shanks hasn't been working with Buggy beforehand. Like, even when Shanks saw Buggy at Marineford, he kind of just told him, hey, go give this to Luffy. It's good seeing you, and that was it. He didn't really have that, oh, it's my brother kind of situation, right? He wasn't like Hulkmania up in here. He was just happy to see him, but he wasn't ecstatic. He was happy to see Buggy, but he didn't want to see if Buggy got stronger or even deserved to find the One Piece. So I think that's kind of the cog in this whole theory, but I do like it though. I think it is very, very freaking wholesome. Next comment. All I want is for Shanks to not be evil or some ish and not be Luffy's enemy. I also don't want him to be a stepping stone for villain, aka Blackbeard. Lots of guys think that Blackbeard will kill Shanks and cement his position as a top villain or something, but honestly, that would be kind of lame and predictable. It is predictable. It's the most common theory out there that Blackbeard will kill Shanks, but I don't think it'll be lame. The main reason why is because Oda has this knack of just really making amazing deaths, right? We'll have a lot of backstory, it'll be really well done, and it will be out of nowhere. So I really don't think it'll be lame. It will be predictable, but at the same time, what else do you want to do with Shanks? It's hard to write a good character like Shanks, especially like this really strong character that is also a good guy. Like, these guys usually don't last long in manga and anime series in general. Shanks being the antagonist but not necessarily a villain would be awesome. Something like Katakuri, where he just defended his territory, where Luffy was the actual villain. And I also think Shanks vs. Luffy is definitely coming, maybe on Lodestar or some ish like that, or even Elbaf, I don't know. Yes, I can't see him being a villain. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, but if he was, like, he does seem like an anti-hero, right? Like, he is the guardian of Laughtale. He will, in my opinion, have to fight Luffy, and Luffy will have to prove to him that, hey, not only am I a great pirate, I'm a great fighter. And maybe during that fight, Shanks will throw some dirty moves in there. Maybe he'll hit him with some verbal attacks, and Luffy's like, oh, like, you don't think I'm a great pirate? Like, what's going on here? And then Luffy's gonna cement himself, he's gonna strong his will, and say, no, like, I don't care what you say, Shanks, like, I will become king of the pirates. And then Shanks is like, you know what, I was messing with you. I just wanted to see how strong your willpower is and how strong your mentality is. And honestly, I think that's what Shanks is to Luffy. If Luffy didn't have a dad, I'd say Shanks is kind of Luffy's dad, even though he only knew him for a couple of days. Honestly, either that or a Davy. What is with this Davy back fight nonsense? Why do so many people think the Davy back fight is making a comeback? I mean, personally, it is canon. Foxy is canon. But I think the Davy back fight was just goofy to break the monotony of what One Piece was going through at the time. Oda wanted to try something new. He wanted to introduce some wacky characters with abilities that revolved around the Davy back fight, and it was just fun. Why is everybody believing that it's going to make a comeback? Maybe I'm wild. Maybe this will be my most disliked video out there. But if you guys can enlighten me on why Davy-back fights are huge with the red-haired pirates, please let me know. Maybe I'm just not enlightened. Maybe I'm just the idiot here. A lot of people expect Shanks to die to Blackbeard, and there's signs of it. But if I were Oda, I would stay away from that idea if I wasn't willing to kill Blackbeard at the end of story. I know I'm not the only one who criticizes Oda for the lack of stakes in the current war. Basically, nobody dies. Blackbeard already has all the hatred from Ace's death, killing Whitebeard, and overall being a backstabbing traitor. If you're going to increase the stake by killing a fan favorite, Blackbeard better be dead at the end of the story. Alright, so this is a hard one because I don't know if Blackbeard will die by the end of the story. It's not in Luffy's nature to usually kill his opponents. He beats them down, but he doesn't kill them. I've been arguing that for a long time, and it's proven time and time again, Luffy does not kill people. Maybe Zoro cuts down a couple of side characters. It is what it is. But Luffy in general does not kill his opponents. And I would talk about this some more. I'll drop a couple of things, but I am working on a Blackbeard theory video. He's just such an interesting character. And in my opinion, I think Blackbeard will be beaten, but he won't die. And the reason why is not just because Luffy doesn't kill his opponents, but another reason is because maybe Blackbeard has something in his past and he does want to die, or maybe Luffy will overcome what happened in Blackbeard's past. And that's all I'll say on that for now. Either that, Davy back for another one. Why does everybody think this? Oh my god, it would fit to Blackbeard as Rock seems to have invented those games. Blackbeard might be the one to offer it, and the loser loses jolly. Why would Shanks agree to it? Why would Shanks agree to a Davy back fight with Blackbeard? Horrible idea, the guy's a traitor. At least with Foxy and the Foxy Pirates, we didn't know they were gonna cheat. They look scummy, but we didn't know. We didn't know his history. With Blackbeard, you know he's gonna betray you. We know he's a strong pirate. Why would pirates fight with the Dave back fight? Imagine we roll up to Onigashima and Kaido was like, hey, Luffy, I know you want to fight me, but instead of this, how about we play tennis? How about we juggle some balls on our head and then we'll determine the fate of Wano together? Bro, what's with these Dave back fights? I mean, I guess it's a way to like fight but not fight. I don't know, man. Oh my god, this guy, I love this. This guy says, I don't think Luffy is Joy Boy. And then we have like all these comments. I'm not gonna read it. It's bait, bro. It's bait. I think they will fight the way Luffy fights. Luffy seems to always beat his opponents by making them respect him or acknowledge him. He beats their spirit in some instances. Luffy also likes fighting. He's not opposed to fighting Shanks. Neither is Shanks. They already have mutual respect for one another, so their battle will just be a show of who gives up first. The title of Pirate King is not just who reaches or obtains the One Piece, not to Luffy anyways. He always wanted to be respected as the Pirate King. If that means he has to fight his friends, then so be it. What? No. What? Where did he get this last part from? Not to Luffy. He always wanted to be respected. I don't even think Luffy's ever said the word respect, actually. I think this is cap. I think that last part's cap. And then he says, if he has to fight his friends, so be it. So be it. Sanji, you're standing in the way of Pirate King. You're the gatekeeper to Laughtale. Time to beat you up, buddy. Zoro, you want to be the world's greatest swordsman? I'm sorry. You need to respect me as the Pirate King. You can't be the world's greatest swordsman yet because I'm not the Pirate King yet. You know what, Zoro? You're a stepping stone. Time to take you down. He starts beating up Nami. He goes gear fourth and starts like giving her with the King Kong gun. Yo, this is a crazy one right here. See, he had us in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. He had us right here. And then he ends up with something insane. It's like me saying, oh yeah, Yamato's gonna join the Straw Hats. And by the way, do you remember Monet from Punk Hazard? Yeah, she's gonna join too. It's like, wait, what? What'd you say? Hit me with that again, buddy. Roll that back. Another one. I heard somebody bring up Dave back fight, and I think that's the wave. No. Please stop. Would be absolutely wild if Shanks didn't defend or gatekeep Laughtale for the world government, but because of an oath to Roger. I mean, I see this being more so the case. I doubt he cares about the world government. It's more like he wants Roger's will to be fulfilled. That would explain why the Gorosei tolerate him and would make him a non-villainous antagonist. I do wonder how Rayleigh and Buggy will feature in the future. Same. I think Buggy's so hype, bro. Buggy's super hype. Also, the first part of these 2 sentences here, he essentially just reiterated the theory the guy said. But yeah. I think this was a really good video, man. I love how this conversation went. There is enough proof. What? There's enough proof to say he is manipulating Luffy. It's either he is the nicest man ever in the show and gave a random boy an expensive devil fruit and his arm, or has manipulated Luffy and has ulterior motives. One story is kind of boring. One is exciting. Which do you prefer? I don't even know what to say to this one. He's manipulating Luffy. I understand about the devil fruit and the arm and all that, but really, like, Luffy stole the devil fruit. Luffy literally ate it out of nowhere. Shanks was pretty shocked when it happened. The arm, Shanks was protecting a little kid. I mean, like, how good could you be? Like, let's be real here. Like, you see a kid in danger, you save it. Like, would you save a kid in danger? I mean, we don't have giant sea monsters attacking us, but if I saw little Timmy on the road, little Timmy about to get hit by a car, but the car's like a mile away, and I could save him, let me tell you, little Timmy's eating good tonight. Little Timmy's gonna go home to his mom. He's gonna get tucked into bed at 9. He's gonna be sleeping and dreaming about me, his hero. No ulterior motives. No ulterior motives at all. I think Shanks is just a decent guy. He doesn't even have to be an amazing guy. He doesn't have to be the nicest man alive. He's just a decent guy. Because who wouldn't save a kid? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a weird one. Also, the manipulating Luffy is kind of off too. A reason I say that is because if he was manipulating Luffy, you think Shanks would at least stick around to help Luffy, right? Like, you don't just manipulate a kid saying, oh, like, I'm gonna manipulate you. All right, see you later. You can fight all the hard battles by yourself. I'm out of here. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but yeah. Last one. Okay, we'll read this one. This will be the last comment of the video. I always liked to imagine that the way the final arc will go down is that Luffy, crew, gets to Laughtale and Blackbeard is already there. Maybe he confronts the crew and gets to the poneglyph info. He kidnaps Robin or whatever it is just before Blackbeard gets there. Him and his crew face off against the remaining powers, Luffy's fleet of ships, Shanks, and the rest of the disgraced Shishibukai, the worst generation. All the major players with Luffy are being the one to deliver the final blow against him, cementing his position in the world as the strongest. The arrival to Laughtale sees the pirates getting on the island and Shanks having a final test to see if Luffy is ready for what's to come, and face off against them, forcing them both to give their all before Luffy can claim the One Piece and become Pirate King. I don't necessarily agree with this, because some of the worst generation also wants the One Piece. And why would the disgraced Shishibukai also just be like, hey, why would they all be at Laughtale? That's my one problem. Other than that, though, I do see the rest of it being decent. Having everybody fight off against Blackbeard, that would be pretty dang cool. I don't know, though. It's a hard one. Blackbeard has a crew of Devil Fruit hunters, so they could fight off against, you know, the Straw Hat Alliance. But at the same time, when I think of Blackbeard's crew in general, it's just 10 Titanic captains, and Luffy has 10 crew members, and they'll just go head to head. And then boom, it's over. I don't really seeing it be a major battle. I think Oda is saving the major battle for the world government rather than Blackbeard. Blackbeard is more of a personal vendetta and more of a one-on-one for the entire crew. But yeah, I mean, I do like where this guy's head is at, though, with everybody coming together and attacking Blackbeard. I feel like that's what's gonna happen to Imu-sama. Maybe Imu-sama is like this really big bad guy. Luffy can't beat him on his own. And then boom, you have all the Straw Hats, all the disgraced Shishibukai. Why does he call them disgraced? They were disowned, not disgraced. We have all the 7 warlords. We have the new generation. We have maybe even all of the people that Luffy saved in the past coming together to defeat Imu-sama. And yeah, that's my theory on that. Do I think Shanks is the villain at the end of the day? That's the final takeaway question. And I'm going to say no. Shanks is not the villain. He might gatekeep a little bit. He might test Luffy, but he is not the villain. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Thank you so much for subbing to this channel if you already have. And if you haven't, please consider subbing. I do these discussions I try to do them daily. If I don't, I do the weekly chapter and spoilers as well, so stay tuned for that. And if you're interested in me as a personality and all that, I will link my second channel and my Discord down below. Please feel free to join those or sub or all that good stuff and just hang out with me, because I think it's a lot of fun and seeing you guys is pretty cool. So that being said, see you guys next time. Peace out.